good, very good. Well, I mean, I think we've covered a lot of interesting topics. Is there anything else you want to share with us about where you're headed as far as a company, or kind of
Yeah,
your advice related to maintenance techs out there that might want to get into this career and so on?
yeah, Dan, the one piece we never really chatted about, but where we're getting to is useful life of equipment, which I think is, it is really laid out so well in maintenance care. But we're hopeful that by next year, that at least 50% of our sites will just be able to take a report off of maintenance care to show our assets that we must review for capital budgeting purposes. So, the nice thing about maintenance care, it's in there twice, the expected life, the expected useful life, but then there's another one that indicates, where is it at today? So we may have an HVAC unit that we're expecting to last 25 years. But what ends up happening is that we've got one out of the 30 that may be on a rooftop, as an example, and there's one or two that are just always causing us problems. And so we will adjust that from 25 years down to, say, 20 years because it's giving us grief. And so then it's going to pop up on our capital list 5 years sooner. And so then what happens is when it comes time for capital planning, and we're already, believe it or not, working on that for 2025, we will take those reports off of maintenance care and say, okay, this is so showing that this is now at 110 or 115% of its useful life. Now that gives us the ability, do we have enough money to change it this year? Because if we don't, then we're going to be spending another $5,000 or $6,000 every year until we replace this unit, which we don't want to do because it's just always problematic. And that's the one feature that we're growing towards with maintenance care. But we're very excited because there's a lot of work in capital planning, and there's nothing worse, Dan, than saying, this is the elevator we're going to replace this year. And so you move forward with replacing that elevator only to have another one die on you. And so really what we want to do is to make sure that we're always selecting the right HVAC unit, the right boiler, the right elevator. And now we can do that because we've got history on every one of these assets. And that's the stuff that is just so helpful and keeps us organized when it comes to capital planning, if you will.